Good evening, Prague, and good morning, Delaware. Welcome to the 10th episode of Creator Stories, a cinnamon show where we invite creators of various types of video content to share their fun journey to stardom. We had some big names and we had some lesser known names on the show. We had dancers, travelers, actors, musicians, even an actual ninja. However, we are yet to cover a certain topic. That topic is video games. Video games are one of my favorite pieces of entertainment, which makes me really excited about our next guest. He is young and he's from Delaware. He goes by the name Gorguinni the Genie. Welcome to the show.
Hello, welcome. Not welcome me. Welcome me. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, we really appreciate having you on the show. I was really excited about this episode because, I myself am, a basement dwelling nerd. So I only play video games for entertainment these days. So the first question I'm going to give you is our standard, Cinnamon Creator Stories icebreaker. And that's, what's better,
Go for it.
a PS or an Xbox?
PS, 100%. Because they have more exclusives. So Xbox has better components, but PlayStation definitely has more exclusive. I mean, you got Bloodborne, God of War. I could go on. Let me keep it there for now. I think I've already made my point.
And I think you've made your point with Bloodborne.
Yeah, pretty much. Seriously, it's one of my favorite games of all time. So,
no, same. I fell in love with the game instantly. I remember playing it for the first time. I remember crying for the first time. But yeah, wow, definitely.
Bro, Orphan of Kos took me 12 hours straight.
For those of you listening, Orphan of Kos is the final boss in Bloodborne, and it's if you haven't played it, well, what are you doing with your life?
He's one of the toughest bosses in video games, period. He's ridiculous. Yeah,
he's crazy. Well, we'll get into that more in a bit later, but I would like to start talking about you a bit. So can you give us a little bit of an intro about yourself? Where do you come from? How did you start doing videos and all that sort of stuff?
Oh yeah. So I would say my interest in videos started when I was 10 years old. I was cringy back then and I didn't have any equipment. So I didn't actually start making videos back then, but I was like, this is something I want to at least do as a hobby. So then I grew older. I was 14 years old. I'm like, all right, I have this crappy laptop. And then I have this stupid microphone. It was some old cheap headphone microphone. I started playing Five Nights at Freddy's at the time. And that was not good content. And then I started making videos more progressively. I got better and better and better. Not like it wasn't a huge spike or anything. And then last year, in the beginning of the year, I actually stopped making videos for quite a while until the beginning of summer. But in between that time period, I was at 300 subscribers. And then I realized I was like, I miss making content. I want to get back into it. And when I want to get back into it, I want to make it my career. Or at least a hobby that I can, just have for the rest of my life. And so I worked hard at it. I try to come up with creative ideas that not many people have talked about on YouTube. Because nowadays, back then, it wasn't that hard to make YouTube content. I'm talking 2010 or 8 or around that area. Yeah. But nowadays, there's so many people who make video game content that you have to be creative. You either have to be entertaining or you have to be creative. It's those two things. And it's difficult. So I try to come up with video ideas. We were talking about off screen, why the Soul series is a masterpiece. I made that video not too long ago. And there's 2 videos on that on YouTube. So I'm that's a perfect one because I've been playing Dark Souls 1 a lot recently. And so that's where I went. And before you know it, I spiked up in popularity. Not a lot, guys. I have 2,700 subscribers. Relax. I'm not that cool yet.
You'll get there.
Yeah, we're getting there, and I will get there. It's not a matter of if; it's a matter of when. Yeah. But ironically, this is a little bit of a side thing. One of my good friends from high school. So he left junior year. I hadn't talked to him since when he left. A couple years later, when I started making YouTube content again, I saw someone comment on one of my videos. His name was The Hidden Swag Village. He changed his name to The Masked Man as of late. But I was like, this voice, because I checked out his content, this voice sounds familiar. And I realized it was actually that friend from high school. And before you know it, here's the crazy part. He's at 121,000.
Oh, he's doing good.
He's doing really good. He makes anime content, by the way. The Masked Man on YouTube, checking him out because he's really good. He makes videos consistently, and that's what YouTube's about nowadays. but yeah, like that's really where we're at in my YouTube journey. I mean, I grew up in a Christian household, and I was like, I want to do something, and I want to like entertain people and like do all that. And YouTube is where it fell. I feel like it's a good place for me because there's a lot of other things that I'm good at. Like, I don't mean to say that in a bragging way, but I'm just like an all average person. Like, I like playing piano, I like drawing. I'm pretty good at public speaking, but YouTube is just something that I'm more passionate about. And
Yeah.
if you ask my mom, because dude, she knows when I'm passionate about something, and she's like, Josh, you are like on fire for this thing because you won't even take out the trash when I ask you 400, 500 times in the same day. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. And then but yeah, that's where we're at right now. So it's pretty fun, and I can't wait to see where it goes. So
That's really awesome. Although, kids, if you're listening to this, don't skip household chores. Your mom needs the help. Okay.
yeah, don't.
Don't be like Josh over here. Okay. Doing all of
Unfortunately.
those things. Yeah. So you've mentioned your first video being Five Nights at Freddy.
Actually, no. My first video ever, if I remember, it was this game called Ragdoll Volleyball. And I remember I was like 10 years old. I was like, and I did like the cliche like YouTube intro. I was like, what's up, guys? And my YouTube name at the time was Shiny Dragon D6. It was Shiny Dragon
Okay.
D6.
I wonder where that came from because I saw that name pop up on a few places. So
Yeah, it was Shiny Dragon D6, and then it was the Egyptian dragon, and then I finally changed it to Gorguinni. But yeah, at the time I was like, what's up, guys? It's Shiny Dragon D6, and welcome back to another video. Today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to be looking like a fool. That was funny. Like and subscribe. And that was my video.
Oh, wow. And then said, welcome back to my first video.
Yeah, literally.
Ouch.
I accidentally deleted it. I wish I saved it so I could look back on
Oh.
it and hate myself even more. But
I was gonna say, like, is it still possible to see your oldest video? But if you
no,
deleted it,
unfortunately.
Sacre bleu, I was looking forward to that one.
I was looking forward to it too.
Yeah, well, so being a person who's really involved in, so you said it's like you're multi-talented. You do quite a lot of different things. You said in an average way, but like playing the piano average means that you can actually still play the piano. So are you doing content full time at the moment, or how are you doing? Like, do you have a job? Do you study? Do you have something on the side, or is content? Did you just completely immerse yourself in it?
Yeah. So as of right now is what you're talking about. Yeah. So let me tell you where I was a couple months ago, and then I'll build up to where I am right now.
Yeah.
So a couple months ago, I was working at Rose's. You know what Rose's is, right?
Could you elaborate on that? I actually don't.
It's like
know.
it's a discount store. So it's like a discount Walmart. We have everything, but we're cheap.
Wait. Did you say discount Walmart?
Yeah,
I
literally.
have Walmart's discount.
Well, it's even more discount than Walmart.
Wow.
Literally.
Okay. Is it like the
we-
99-cent store kind of thing, or like the dollar store or something?
Well, it's not like a dollar store. It's just that when I say discount, I mean we don't give our employees discount, and that we suck. We're like terrible. If anyone watching from Roses, I'm so sorry for you. But yeah, like we sell like furniture and all that stuff. I don't know why I'm saying we. I don't work there. They sell furniture and all like food and like appliances. Like they sell everything. That's why I'm saying discount Walmart. But I was working there, and like it was fine. I didn't hate the job or anything, but I was like, I want to do something else. Like, because I'm 20 years old right now, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, my friends right now are in a much better position than I am. And that actually like hurt me like on the inside, because I was like, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing? Because I don't mean to get all serious all of a sudden, but it's true. That's where I was. I was like, I'm working at this stupid discount store, which isn't bad, but I'm like, where am I going to go with this? And so, funny enough, you would think that I would try and do something else with it, but no, I quit that job. I quit it in the worst way possible. I'll tell you that in a second. But I was like, you know what? I really want to pursue YouTube, and I might not make as much money as the other people, as my friends, or whatever the case may be. But if I work really hard at it, I will be like, I'll be good to go, financially and all that stuff. Because I mean, it's not like it's the only thing I'm good at, but I feel like it's the only thing that I can do and still be happy with like a few years from now.
Mhm.
Because playing piano, I love it. I really do love it. Public speaking, I love it again, but I don't really see myself continuously doing that as a career for 4 to 5 years, or excuse me, for a lifetime. So
Yeah.
with YouTube, I'm like, I I have not lost any steam since I started back up during the summer. And I like the idea that it's my schedule. Like I can do what I want. I don't
Mm.
have the pressure of a boss hovering around me, trying
Yeah.
watching my every move. Yeah, seriously, like watching my every move. And it is counterintuitive the fact that I quit my job and I started doing YouTube full time. But at the same time, the way I think of it, and this is where my attitude changed about the situation, because my dad's very supportive, and honestly I have nobody else to thank except for my parents and
Mm.
for my friends who actually do support it, and they do actually watch, my closer friends, and of course God, because I'm a Christian and I have to give it all up to him.
Well,
But
technically, I watch your stuff, so you should thank me as well. I'm
sorry, who are
joking.
you? No.
Thank you very much. You've tuned into Creator Stories. This was some guy from Delaware.
Hi, I'm Gorguinni and this is my creator story. No. No, seriously, I have all of you to thank. Like seriously. Let me clarify. All right.
I was joking.
When I'm on, yeah, when I'm on the spot, be quiet, Peter. When I'm on the spot, my words are very fluctuated. So just forgive me for that. But no. but but my dad was very supportive about it because I was worried that he would be mad about me quitting my job. So you have to understand, my position at the time, and it still is, I'm a college student. So I don't necessarily need the money right now because I am in a blessed household right now. Like my father's a doctor. We're good financially. I don't need
Yeah.
to go out. I hate to say it that way, but it's true. I cannot deny that fact. And it's not like I'm taking advantage of it because my dad's like, he's cool with it. He understands what I'm doing right now. Um, and he understands I'm not making that much money off of it, but he knows it'll go somewhere.
Yeah.
So he's like, listen, Josh, you can do this. I don't mind, but still go to college, have some things to fall back on in case something happens with YouTube or if it doesn't work out.
Yeah.
And my mindset started to change where I wasn't comparing myself to my friends and their positions. Like I have a friend right now who's the same age. I met him in middle school. Not only is he like in the police force, he's a firefighter, but he's engaged. He has a fiance and he's gonna get married next year. So he's doing really good. Like he's awesome. Like great for him. I wish him all the best. I have no problems with that. But that comparison factor, that is what's holding me back.
Yeah.
So I was like, no more comparisons. People have their own journeys. People have their own starts. It doesn't matter. I might be a little bit behind. I understand that. But if I work really hard at this, and if I truly put 110% effort, and honestly, again, as a Christian, if God wants me to do this, he'll let it happen. If he doesn't want me to do this, I'll find something else to do. Because like my dad said, and like I said to myself, you're still going to go to college. You're still going to get a degree in something so that in case YouTube doesn't work out, in case this thing doesn't work out as a full-time gig, I'll still do it as a hobby, of course. I'll have something to fall back on. So that's where I am right now, like mentally wise. I'm in a really good mental state where the fact that I'm not comparing myself to anyone else, because that comparison game, and this is a life lesson, by the way, that comparison game is deadly. Don't compare yourself to other people because you're just going to find yourself falling to things that you don't want to fall into.
That's actually
so,
that's
go
actually
for it.
really healthy. Yeah, that's a really healthy thing. So if you're a young content creator out there listening, don't compare yourselves to other people. I mean, I will agree with you there. I did that for most of my 20s, still in my 20s, but I used to compare myself to all of my friends, especially social media makes that like level of toxicity and comparability
Exactly. Yeah.
far harder. So I have to say that I am very glad that you've managed to kind of get yourself out of that spiral, because that can that really ruins lives. So kudos. And that's a really good tip and trick for everyone out there who's listening and trying to start their own channel, probably a video game channel in this case. So you mentioned you go to college, so basically you study right now and you produce content, and that sort of symbiosis of two very important things, or like very time consuming things. What kind of challenges do you face right now?
What kind of challenges am I seeing right now?
Like, as there's, I know there's COVID in the air, and there's like a lot of things going
Oh,
on right now, especially in America. Well, I don't know, I'm assuming there's things going on around the world,
yeah,
but
yeah.
America's on every major news outlet. So I was wondering, like, what kind of challenges do you face personally to you? It can be anything. It can be like minor things, major things, just
Yeah.
so our listeners can kind of relate to something, or like see what things they might struggle with if they try to make their own content.
Um, I mean, it depends on the content, because
Mm,
for video games, so one of my struggles right now, not like necessarily a huge struggle, but it is something that I worry about every single day.
yeah,
It's, am I going to run out of content to make? Because I have a Google Doc right now full of video ideas. It's not
yeah.
that long of a list. So I have to constantly think of new ideas every single day so that I have something to fall back on in case if I don't want to do this video anymore. Or because if I
Mhm.
if I lose interest in a video, I'm not gonna make it, because then I'm gonna fake the personality, or I'm gonna write the script and it's not gonna be as good as something where I'm more passionate about it. Like usually the scripts that I write or the videos that I make, it's when I'm high off of whatever game or whatever games I'm talking about. Like
Yeah.
again, I'll bring up Dark Souls. I was playing Dark Souls 1 like a lot, and I was like, this truly is a masterpiece.
Mm.
What makes this series a masterpiece? And so and like within like the next 2 hours, I wrote that entire script and I made the video. I was like, cool, now I have a video to make. And I have these other video ideas that are more generic, where I can play other games and then see if they will be compatible with that video idea. So, I mean, that is a really big struggle for me when it comes to making content. It's okay, what's the next idea?
Yeah.
Because for me personally, I do video game content. I don't do video game analysis or reviews or funny moments. I do all of the above. So it's not necessarily a problem with um just not enough games to play. It's just like, all right, what am I gonna make a video from these games? Because like Phasmophobia, the game Phasmophobia, right?
No,
So
sorry. Can you tell us more about it?
Of
Just
course, yeah.
quickly.
So Phasmophobia is a horror game where you guys play together and you try to discover what ghost is in the house. It's a very fun horror game. And my friend Tato and I, he's another content creator, and we really enjoy the game together. And so I wanted to make a funny moments out of it, but it didn't work out. Like I didn't have enough moments to work from it. And that's kind of discouraging. That's another problem, is that when you have these moments where you record a whole script or you record a whole like playing session with a friend or with yourself,
Mm.
and you're like, I don't like how this turned out. So you think to yourself, or at least I think to myself, I just wasted an hour or two trying to record this video, and it just didn't work out. And so that's another struggle I have recently. Um, and of course, a huge struggle that I have when it comes to your question, is trying to balance everything.
Mm.
It's so hard to balance everything at the moment, because I have college classes just started. I actually, after this meeting, I have to do some college work because I have an assignment due at the end of the day.
What's your
And
assignment in?
then
Just
uh,
curiosity.
what's my assignment?
Yeah. What's your assignment?
Oh yeah. So funny enough, my assignment is I have to make a video, like an introduction video, and so they gave us questions to answer and all that stuff. And she said you could upload it to YouTube. And if you don't know, I'm monetized on YouTube. So you know that I'm going to put an ad every single 10 seconds in that video so that I get paid for doing homework. That's just how I work. That's what I'm going to do right now.
There you
So
go. That's that. If you're going to college, kids, make sure to have a video content career in the making, so you can hustle on the side. I like that.
heck yeah, brother. I can make like 10 cents off of her one view. So
But
I mean, that's what I did last time. So
I do have to say that I do respect the content that you make, because I think when it comes to video game content, it's really easy to just kind of slip into those I don't know. You know what I mean? Like let's plays. Like someone
Yeah.
starts a 750 pod let's play where they play the whole goddamn game. Sometimes not even talking or saying anything. And that's just, I think that's one of the worst kind of contents. Like sometimes I wonder
Yeah.
who's worse, Nazis or the people that make let's plays on YouTube and just pollute everything with it, because it's so much of it and it's so easy. So I do have to say that I personally respect your content because it seems original. It doesn't seem copied from anyone, and it seems like you have an idea and you talk about that. So like when you watch the video game content, you feel like you've discovered something. Whereas someone like me who plays a lot of video games or like watches a lot of esports, like
Right. Yeah.
most of the content out there is just like, oh, this happened. Watch me reacting to Faker
Yeah.
getting a pentakill. Like who cares? No one cares. No one cares.
I
So
mean,
yeah.
like, and that's another thing that I struggled with. Not necessarily that, but it's like a little bit of a side thing is trying to be entertaining while talking about these cool, like, new ideas.
Yeah.
So, like, when it comes to that video I made recently, like, what makes a good introduction in video games, it was a very serious topic when I wrote the script, and I was like, I wonder if people actually enjoy just me talking for 10 minutes straight about, I mean, yeah, an interesting subject that not many people talk about, but if I don't make it entertaining, then what's the point? You know? So I have to make sure that it's entertaining, and like comedic is the word I would use. So I try to balance a sense of like comedy and, all right, here's the point that I'm making in this video so that you guys can make an argument in the comment section, and also hopefully you enjoy the video with comedy, whatever the case may be. But that's another struggle I have, balancing comedy and the actual point of the video. So
Well, I think you're doing a pretty good job. I think you say that you only have about 25K subscribers on the big Y.
2,700. Thank you.
27. Sorry. My apologies, sir. This transgression will not go unpunished.
I'm already getting prideful.
Yeah, 27. You have 27, but the quality of your content alone, I think, is way above that. I mean, I follow people who have way more subscribers, but I think they're on par, if worse than you are. So I think, you're on the right track, baby. You were born this way.
Thanks. I mean,
I hope I don't get copyrighted by Lady Gaga for that. I don't know.
I mean, you sang it so well that you probably will. But I mean, yeah, that's another thing about YouTube in general. And I guess another struggle is just getting yourself out there. It's so, like, I cannot tell you, like, you could win the lottery and that would be a bigger chance than getting out on YouTube in altogether, because it's so difficult. Like, again, I make videos semi frequently, so I have quite a few videos that are out there on YouTube. But I watched a video by Markiplier. I don't remember what the exact stats are, but it's like 500,000 hours of content gets uploaded to YouTube in an hour or in a minute or something like that. It's like crazy how many uploads are going to YouTube consistently. So trying to sneak your video in there, it's really difficult. It's really difficult. So
you said
go
it's
for it.
difficult. You said it's difficult. You said you struggle. But if I was a content creator that's just starting, if you were trying to give me some advice on how to get there, what would be your advice to beginners?
Number one, make connections. That's a huge thing. And let me tell you why. So let's say that you're starting off new. All right. And then let's say that you made a connection with a bigger YouTuber. Me, for example, like 2,700, bigger than you, smaller than everyone else.
Mm-hmm.
So if I make a video with you, people are going to flood to your channel, and then you're going to go up in subscribers. That's just how it works. If they like the content. And then here's the other kicker. If the other YouTuber, if one of his videos pops off and it's a video that you're included in, you're going to pop off. You're going to go up in subscribers too. And making connections is so crucial, because if one of you succeeds, the other one is going to, take a part of that. It's kind of like those fish that feed off of sharks after meal things, the little fish. Yeah. It's kind of like that, but but they're equal in opportunity. I don't know. It's weird, but yeah, making connections is really big. My friend Jorge, for example, the Masked Man, like I talked about, has 121,000. We want to make a video together soon, and I will guarantee you that when I make a video with him, um, like I'll probably gain some attention from that, from his fan base, because he has a pretty active fan base because he makes amazing content. So he definitely deserves it. And I couldn't have gotten to 1,000 subscribers without him,
Yeah.
because when I started to pick up YouTube again, I obviously had like 10 views or like 12 views. And then when I made a video with him, I gained like 100 subscribers out of nowhere. It was like, thanks, Jorge. He's like, thank you. You're welcome, bro. Like it. So yeah, making connections is huge. Like it's probably number one priority. So yeah, that's definitely a huge, like, something that people need to do if they're starting anew.
All right, that's so get connections done. I like that. You said that he interacts with like your friend Jorge. He interacts with his subscribers a lot. Do you interact with your followers, or like how do you interact with your followers if at all you do?
So yeah, I mean, I live stream a lot. So when I'm live streaming, the people who come in, I mean, you can imagine, as someone with only 2,700, it's very easy for me to see the comments.
Yeah, because they don't just flash through, right?
Yeah, exactly. So I have like at most 20 people in there, and not all of them comment. And so then they'll be like, they're not that fast. So
for curiosity's sake, do you stream on Twitch, right?
No, not anymore. I stream on YouTube because
Stream on YouTube.
Twitch started to implement this idea. Not implement it, but there was a contract that was signed or about to be signed. I don't know the situation, but there's a chance, is what I'm saying, that people who play copyrighted music on Twitch will actually probably get arrested for that. So someone who plays video games, I don't want to take the risk of, Soul of Cinder playing in the background. It's copyrighted and I go to jail for however long. So I'm like, screw that. I'm going back to YouTube. And plus, that's where my fan base is anyway. So,
well, thank you, music industry, for once again sticking with the times and pushing us all back 5 years.
Pretty much. Yeah. Seriously.
Wow, that's wow. Yeah, that sounds crazy. But yeah, so you stream on YouTube. Okay, well, I will definitely, for sure, next time you're streaming, I'm gonna go and watch you. And,
heck yeah, brother.
Comment. Give you some really nasty comments. I'll get like a really like terrible name on YouTube, like Scrubroll79, and just like,
be careful. I have mods. Dude. I may be small, but I have mods.
Oh, look at that. Bonjour, Monsieur Mold.
Aha! I don't know what you said, but all right. I speak only English and Arabic and a little bit of Arabic, and anything else just doesn't,
That's okay. I mean, you speak a little bit of Arabic. That's like most of the English-speaking world does, right? Most English-speaking world isn't bilingual, are they? I'm assuming. I don't know how America, but that's the case for Britain.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I didn't know. Yeah, people
actually,
here
no,
are like,
I'm probably just talking out of my ass. No. Don't quote me on that. Rusty, can you cut that one out? I don't want to be deported yet.
Yeah, no.
Moving on from that topic, when it comes to gaming and esports, obviously, when you're a big enthusiast when it comes to video games, what do you follow? Like, do you follow other people? Do you follow esports at all, or is it just your content and screw everyone else?
That's a good question. I mean, funny enough, I get a lot of my video game information from Twitter just because I'm on there a lot, because it's very entertaining. Like, you get a Twitter page if you're not like easily offended, and then just like follow a bunch of people and just scroll through. It's pretty entertaining. But I follow a lot. Yeah. And I guess you could say that I follow a lot of like Monster Hunter YouTubers on Twitter. So whenever they see something from Monster Hunter, they'll retweet it. Therefore, I'll see it. I follow a lot of, pretty much all the content I watch as of right now. I'll switch it in between here and there, but I watch a lot of gaming content. So anything that, and I have a lot of gaming YouTubers in my subscription box. So like I Am Wildcat, he played, I'll give you an example actually. He played Spellbreak and I was like, oh, that seems like a fun game. Let me check it out. And before you knew it, I became addicted to the game. And I love Spellbreak. It's actually a lot of fun. It's a good battle royale game. I definitely check it out. It's free to play. But
they always say that.
Honestly, and they get you with the cosmetics and they're like $20 for one skin that you will never use until the next one comes out. And it's like, all right.
No. I definitely. I've recently found out how much I spend on League of Legends over a period of 10 years, and
Yeah, dude, yeah, seriously. When I used to play Fortnite, bro, I spent like I realized like and I was still working at Roses at the time. I spent like 5 checks worth of money on Fortnite. I was addicted. It was bad. It was really bad. Oh yeah, that reminds me. I totally forgot to tell you how I quit Roses. So it's pretty ingenious the way I did it. So and they didn't even deserve it. They're not like bad people. It's just that bad people come into the store because it's I live in a part where I'm like in between a good neighborhood and then the bad part of the state. So it's like I get a mixture of both. But yeah, so the coronavirus was just starting up, and I was actually like fearful of where did you go? Oh, there you are. I was actually fearful of like the actual virus because I didn't know anything about it. So I was like, hey, can I take like a couple weeks off just to kind of be safe? And he's like, all right, just let me know when you're coming back. It has been currently 8 months, and I haven't contacted him since then.
Wow.
I haven't contacted it. I was like, yeah, I'll call you back when I come. I was like, yeah, I'll call you back when I think about I'm ready to go back. And I hung up and I was like, all right, that's done.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Sayonara,
It was
suckers.
don't do that, by the way. Don't actually do that. That was an impulse decision of mine, and I did not care to fix my mistake, especially 8 months deep at this point. Like I'm almost pregnant with guilt. So I don't want to actually do that.
Well, yeah, all you crazy kids out there, make sure to, our guest today has made some very questionable moral decisions in his lifetime, so make sure not follow everything he says today.
Yeah, just just don't.
Don't. Anyway, that said, let's talk about something I really want to talk about. What's the best game of 2020? What's the best video game of 2020 in your most humble opinion?
Okay.
Someone out there is like, snaps, I need to play a good game. Oh,
yeah.
What can I play? Go, Josh.
Oh, well, okay, that's a different topic altogether.
Okay.
Because
best game of 2020, Len. Let's start with that one.
So let's start with that one. Okay, so this is gonna give me a lot of hate, maybe. Not like hate, like people are gonna like crucify me. But
I have a feeling I know exactly what you're gonna say. Can I guess?
Yeah.
You're gonna say Last of Us 2.
Yeah. Yes, it's so good. I mean, what do you think about it? You don't like it? Do you not?
I love it. I prefer it to the first one.
Oh, we found one, boys. Finally. Jeez, no, because seriously, like everyone's like bashing the game. It's like the story sucks. And it's just Joel died. Oh, spoilers, by the way. Joel dies. And I'm like, dude, it's a good game. And here's the thing. And here's the thing that I think is the difference here. It's a good story game with outcomes that people don't agree with. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I haven't finished it yet, so let's not spoil it far too much.
Okay, but you've gotten past that part, right? At least.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh. But yeah, dude, like it's a great game. I definitely recommend it. Play the first one first, obviously, but play the second one then, because it's so like it really hits you here at some points. Like I finished God of War before that. Go for it.
Before we carry on, just for the listeners that aren't very major video game enthusiasts, can you just briefly describe what The Last of Us is about and why is it such a good video game franchise that, by the way, sold about $1 billion, like made about $1 billion at this point, I think.
Really? Wow, I didn't even know that. It definitely deserves it. It got Game of the Year. So The Last of Us series is it's basically like your standard like apocalyptic zombie sort of setting, except there's a couple differences. Joel is a smuggler within the beginnings of the apocalyptic beginnings, and so at one point he is supposed to be smuggling a girl. The girl's name is Ellie, and Ellie, if you don't know, is actually immune to the virus, and that's why they were smuggling her out in the first place, so that they could go to the Fireflies, which is this rebellious group towards the government and towards the higher ups. They're gonna send her to the Fireflies, do surgery on her, and extract the what is it called? Not the antidote, but the cure. The cure. That's what it is. Whatever. However, over time within their journey, Joel actually gains like, he actually starts to really enjoy Ellie and actually cares for her as his own daughter. Because if you haven't played the game, I'm not going to spoil the beginning, but something happens. But Joel actually starts to treat Ellie as his own daughter. And it's the reason why this is it's my favorite story game and favorite games of all time is because the way that they portrayed the characters is absolutely beautiful. They're not video game characters. They're real people. Like they actually act as if they are real people. It's not like video game characters where they rush into danger. It's like, well, I got this. And then they pull out their sword and it's like Devil May Cry pretty much. It's not like Devil May Cry at all. But yeah, like it's such a emotional story that I definitely recommend. If you like story games, play The Last of Us, both 1 and 2. It's just, it's a must. Like you have to play it. Like it's so good.
It's really good. It's really good. It's all about character development, and it's all about relationships between people. It's like the game is about relationships, and then there's this whole zombie apocalypse on the background, and that's kind of like
they do a really good job of mixing the two together without having it clash with each other. Like it's so good. So yeah, I definitely recommend it. It's so good. I love it.
Yeah. So that said, you talked about like your favorite video game and stuff. What are the essential factors that make a good video game for you? I'm really interested to hear like what makes a good game for you.
Yeah. So number one is gameplay. You definitely have to have good gameplay mechanics because if it sucks to play, then what's the point of it? Like, I mean, there's a couple of special cases, such as actually The Last of Us. I didn't really enjoy the gameplay too much. It was fine. Like it wasn't bad, but it's the story part that's really the crucial part. So it really depends on what game you're trying to look for. But when it comes to me, what makes a good game? Great soundtrack, good level design, good gameplay, obviously, and a good story. You have to have those 4 things is what makes truly, I'm trying to like angle it at the camera. Those 4 things is truly what makes a good game from my perspective. You have to immerse the player. You have to have good characters, good story, good gameplay, obviously. God of War, 2018 version is a perfect example. You have a great story, beautiful gameplay. It's so good. Great level designs, fantastic bosses, fantastic soundtrack, and that's truly what makes it a really good game altogether. So those are kind of the basic things that I think about when you ask me the question, what makes a good video game? So
yeah, I could 100% agree with that. I mean, I was thinking about my favorite video games, and all of those things happen in my favorite video games.
Well, what is your favorite video game?
My current favorite video game, I think it's Bloodborne. Hands down. I think it has the greatest combat system I've ever had in a video game. I think it's the fairest difficult game I've ever played. I think it's got such a good vibe. It's got such a good soundtrack. I hate horror games. I don't play horror games, and Bloodborne is the only horror game I play because you kind of have this like ability to fight back. No, when I play horror games and I'm just like I have to run, I just go like, no, man. I have only one heart. I cannot.
That's true.
This cannot be me. I get too terrified. One of my favorite games of all time is actually Left 4 Dead. I don't know if.
I've heard of it.
That was.
I've played it.
When that came out, it was like the biggest thing when my friends played, and I still play with some of my friends sometimes. But I think they do it for me more than for themselves.
Yeah, I mean it's a great co-op game. It really is.
Yeah, they're making a game that's kind of based off it. They're making a sort of a successor to it.
Yeah, what is it called? I know exactly what you're talking about.
My friend just sent me a video with it, but I'll have to find out. But it looks really, really good, and I have really high hopes for it. So
yeah, me too. I'm really excited for it. That is, I have to get a PlayStation 5 first, but
dude,
it's so difficult. Like, bro, I was in like the checkout whatever thing on Walmart, and I had like all my information plugged in. I clicked place order, site crashed, and then it was out of stock. So I was like, all right, well, guess I'm sticking back to my PlayStation 4.
So, I'm doing this thing. I always wait for like, unlike Switch. For those of you who don't know, we're talking about game consoles. Unlike Switch, which is Nintendo Switch,
Yeah.
I find that Xbox and PlayStation actually drop on price after a year quite significantly.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Whereas Switch, at least in the UK, Switch has maintained its price since release to this day. Mario, if you buy a secondhand Switch in the UK, it's like £5 cheaper, which is nothing. Even video games. I remember when I was trying to get video games, because I bought a Switch for my partner for one of her birthdays, and I was trying to get a video game, and I was like, I'll just get a secondhand one, and the secondhand one was 10 pence cheaper. I was like, oh, this is BS. Why is it so expensive? I don't know how Nintendo does it, but like they just maintain the same price level. Whereas PS, I find that they have a massive drop after a year. So I usually wait for that.
I mean, another reason to wait for it, because now that I think about it, I totally forgot. Like the earlier consoles that are like just released, they usually have issues. So it's better to just kind of wait until they fix at least the main ones, and then like, all right, now you can get it. But yeah, you're definitely right about that. Nintendo is like the most famous gaming company. It's actually just a well-known company altogether. It's just because they literally brought us our childhood, like Pokemon, Mario, Samus, Zelda. Oh my gosh, Zelda's like my favorite. Like they brought us everything. So
yeah. Plus, they have a really good, like, if you're looking from a marketing perspective, they have a really good branding mechanism going, because like they have all these major characters, Pikachu, Mario, Link, etc.
Yeah, that's true.
Just, like they keep remarketing them over and over and over and over, and I actually think that works miracles for them.
Yeah, and then you put them all together in a single game and have them fight, and then you create one of the best fighting games in the entire gaming industry. Super Smash is like, dude, I had no friends growing up, but believe me, I played the crap out of Super Smash Melee and Brawl against CPUs, and I went to a tournament in Melee. I didn't get far, but I was pretty good. It was great. It was a lot of fun. So
pretty cool. Did you try any other tournaments of esports?
No, I think that was the only one. Because I was like pretty young at the time, so that was like the only thing. It was like, hey, you're good at this. Go to this tournament that's near you. I'm like, all right, sure. And I got wrecked by like a 20-year-old. I was like 13 years old at the time. I was like, all right, well, it looks like I got a lot more learning to do. So that's pretty much it. I didn't really know about the esports stuff until like actually kind of recently, honestly. Not that I ignored it, but I just didn't know about it. I didn't know much about it until recently. But that's the only one that I think I've been a part of. So
a really important thing for me when it comes to content creators, and not even content creators, but my friends as well, and people who are trying to hustle their way into stardom or hustle their way into success, is the good old-fashioned, and I mention it always on the show, imposter syndrome. And the question I want to ask you is, like, from a success point of view, do you feel that you are already successful, that you're doing what you want to do, and you're at college and your life is going the way you want? Or is there a milestone that you feel like, I need to hit that, and then I can kick back, relax, and feel that I'm successful?
That's actually a really good question. I never even thought about it. Do I think I'm successful right now? The question's yes. The answer is yes. I definitely think right now I am successful with where I am, because again, it's not, there's a difference though. I'm successful where I am right now. Does that mean it can go up? Of course, because you have to understand there's a difference between being independent, living by myself in an apartment. I have to pay rent. I have to pay my gas. I have to pay my car, whatever the case may be. If I was in the same position that I am in with YouTube right now, and I had to be independent, then obviously, no, I wouldn't be successful. But because I'm in such a good position where my parents are so loving and caring that they won't like baby me, obviously. Though I have to do my own part. But they're like, yeah, we'll help you out. We will help you out, and we will help you achieve this goal that you want. Right now, I would say that I am successful because I have gotten this far with the help of my friends, my family, to 2,700. Like, again, that's
Oh,
really sorry, what?
that to me, that's quite a lot of people when you think about it on an
Yeah, I was
individual
just about to
level.
say 2,700 people. That's like, I went to a private high school. We had like 100 kids. I cannot even imagine 100 people watching, having 100 people follow me at the time. I still can't believe that I have 2,700 people watching me right now. Like, it's or not watching me at the moment, but people who have subscribed to my content.
Yeah.
So I would say, yes, I'm successful, but there's an even higher thing to achieve. So, yeah, I would say yes to both. Like, yes, I'm successful. And yes, I think there's something more to this.
So success is basically the journey, not a one point, but it's the journey, right? Would you
Honestly,
say?
yeah, that's actually, yeah, that literally, that actually sums up, what I was saying pretty
Yeah,
much. Success is the journey.
I feel like I need to pat myself on the back for that quote.
Yeah, that was really
It
good.
just
I
came
like
to
it.
me. The tattoo's coming right here, on the
Yeah, there you go.
collarbone.
Success is the journey right here.
Yeah, nice. Thank you. So yeah, copyright.
Yeah, literally
Dusty,
copyrighted right now.
quickly, we need to copyright this. Put it on shirts, inspire people across the world. This being a cinnamon show, obviously, first of all, thank you very much for joining our ranks on Cinnamon and uploading your stuff to Cinnamon for people
Of
to
course.
see. What would you like to see out of Cinnamon in the near future? What would you find beneficial for Cinnamon? Maybe.
Give me all your earnings. I'm just kidding. No. It's all about the money, guys. No, it's not. It's definitely not. So what I would like to see out of you guys, is that what you're asking?
Yeah, like maybe like as a platform, what can we offer you, or would you like to see on the platform? Maybe other people coming on the platform. Anything you can think of, really.
Well, you guys are already giving me one of the best sort of things that I could ask for, which is communication. That is already, like, you've already check mark on my list, because
Yeah.
YouTube, I can only contact them on Twitter, and they're always automated messages.
Yeah.
Granted, they're trying to change that. There was some news about it from Moist Critical on YouTube. He's like, yeah, I actually talked to Susan, like the CEO of YouTube, and she's like, yeah, we'll try to make these changes. But as of right now, like, it's so difficult to get in contact with them. Whereas with you guys, it's so easy. Like, I'm literally just like a quick email away from like contacting you guys. Honestly, you guys have hit all the points when it comes to what a creator can need. Like, I guess the only thing I would ask about is like the only 10 uploads per month. But other than that, I don't really see anything that you guys can really, give us any. I mean, you've already given us everything, honestly. You gave me another website to make content on, another, another chance to grow. And I can only thank you guys so much for that. So, I mean, I don't really know what else that you guys can offer. If that was your question, I don't know if it was, but
that it was a very directed question. It was a very abstract question. So what you said was basically the answer that I was looking for anyway. Oh well, I wasn't looking for anything. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah, gotcha. Yeah.
Well, you started talking about like what we do and stuff. So if there's someone out there that new, that they're a content creator and they haven't ever heard of Cinnamon, could you try and pitch them Cinnamon a little bit? Tell them a little bit about Cinnamon so they maybe be interested in coming to
So
the
let me tell you
platform.
about Cinnamon real quick. So no, so Cinnamon Beta is really good because you guys just started, right? Like,
Yeah, we started our MVP in 2019, October 2019, and in October 2020 we reached our beta. So
there you go. So yeah, so they're still growing is what I'm saying. So hop on the train while it's going. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, Cinnamon is just another website for you guys to. It's not just another website. Let me clarify. It's another website where you can create content and be yourself. One of the best things about Cinnamon, honestly, is that you don't have to be ad friendly. It's not a problem for me because like I prefer to be ad friendly because I obviously, as a Christian, I don't curse. I don't like do profane stuff. The worst thing I'll say is dick, and like that's it. But hey, if I said that on YouTube within the first minute, I probably get copyrighted, not copyrighted. I'll probably just not get any ads on there, which means no money. So Cinnamon, I can't remember how you guys pay. It's like web page hour, whatever it's called. I don't know what
It's called web monetization.
Web monetization.
We have a web monetization provider that like basically pays per second being viewed.
Yeah, so literally it's like a great alternative to YouTube when it comes to like ads and then web monetization. You can be yourself unfiltered, by the way. Because I watch a lot of content creators who are profane, but they use it in a positive way. But YouTube still doesn't like that. So they have to be careful on, excuse me, on like their wording and what they're saying within the first minute, I believe. With Cinnamon, you don't have to worry about that. With Cinnamon, you don't have to worry about all these crap about like false copyright claims or false copyright strikes, whatever the case may be, because they have a team that actually cares. And your team is actually kind of small, if I remember correctly.
It's relatively small. It's 20 people.
So yeah. And honestly, I would say, and the smaller, the better, because it's this small group of people who actually really care about the creators. Like you can really, when it comes to Cinnamon and YouTube, I can tell that you guys actually care for us. Like it really is like humbling. Like I really appreciate it. And with YouTube, you're just another, person making content. Whereas in Cinnamon, you are someone more special. So I do definitely recommend Cinnamon. Well, you won't like not. It's like it doesn't hurt to try. Is what I'm trying to say.
Oh, thank you, and that's very from the heart, and I respect that. Thank you. It's really nice. We're slowly but surely reaching the end of our show, and before we reach the end of our show, is there anyone you would like to highlight, give a shout out? You already mentioned your friend Jorge. We can feature him in our comment section. Sorry, at the end of our description section. So, is there anyone else you would like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, so Jorge, the Masked Man on YouTube. There's a buddy of mine. I talked to him briefly. His name is Tato. His name is Thin Cut Gaming on YouTube, and he makes similar content. He makes gaming content about Monster Hunter, about other games, and so I definitely recommend him. He's such a great guy, such a nice guy. But besides those two, there's not many other people that I can recommend want to shout out, because that's pretty much all the connections I have right now. I'm still trying to make more, obviously, but those are pretty much it right now. So yeah.
If people want to follow you, do you have Instagram and Twitter? What can they follow you?
Yeah, so I have an Instagram and Twitter. I think they're actually just both Gorguinni. I think on Twitter it's Gorguinni. On Instagram it's Gorguinni_the_Genie. So there you go.
Awesome. Well, you crazy kids out there, if you want to follow Gorguinni the Genie, you have the Instagram, you have his Twitter.
Yeah.
Thank you again for coming to the show today. Today's show was really exciting for me because it was a video gaming show, and we didn't talk about only video games. We talked about how to make it big, how to start your career, and how to become a content creator. So
yeah,
thank you again, Josh Gorguinni the Genie, for coming to the show. Make sure to follow us on Instagram. Make sure to follow us on Twitter. All the links and descriptions will be all the links to our following will be in the description of this video. This was Creator Stories, a show where we talk to creators about how to become a creator. My name is Peter. My guest today was Josh Gorguinni the Genie. Thank you very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.